But I'm just saying that he was prophesied as the Messiah to come, but he was not prophesied as God to come. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yes, he did. Jeremiah 23:6. Did you read it?
Come
It said,
on.
his name is Jehovah our righteousness.
It says he will be called. It says he will be called that.
Yeah, that's what he's going to be called by those who
It would have
believe.
been some, but I know where you're going here, but the main argument is, come on, man. If God was going to come as a human form, as a God, human form, Abraham, Moses, all of them would mention it to their followers straight up clear. It would have been clear. But it's not clear. It's nowhere clear.
He gave you verse after verse where God appears as a man, and they see God as a man, and they sit and eat with him, Genesis 18 and other passages, and passages where it says, this branch of David is Jehovah, a child born who's the mighty God. In fact, Saf, I want to ask you a question. One of the names of Allah is Al-Jabbar. Can you call a creature Al-Jabbar?
Al-Jabbar.
One of his names, one of his 99 names, meaning the mighty, Al-Jabbar.
Yeah.
Can you call a creature Al-Jabbar?
The Almighty.
No, I'm not saying Almighty. The word, one of the 99 names of Allah, Al-Jabbar, Jabbar. That's why you have some people called Abdul Jabbar, the slave of the mighty. Okay, so you agree that one of the 99 names of Allah is Jabbar, right?
Al-Jabbar,
The mighty. We know he's almighty, but Jabbar means mighty. Anyway, point being, that's one of his names. In Hebrew, the word Jabbar is Gibor. Gibor. Gibbor. Gibor. If you can show him, Avery, Isaiah 10, 20 to 21, that in the Hebrew Bible, one of the names of God is Il Gibor, the mighty God. Il Gibor. Here it is, Isaiah 10, 20 to 21. But in Isaiah 10, 20 to 21, look at it, Saf. In that day, the remnant of Israel and the survivors of the house of Jacob will no more lean on him who struck them, but will lean on the Lord, the Holy One of Israel. In truth, a remnant will return, the remnant of Jacob, to the mighty God, Il Gibor. So the true God, Jehovah, is called mighty God. Now, Saf, we're going to go Isaiah 9:6, and I'm going to even show you what Maimonides.
Isaiah 9:6, man.
But I'm going to show you Maimonides. You didn't hear me. Maimonides, a Christ-rejecting, a Muslim-bashing, medieval rabbinic Jew, says Isaiah 9:6, these are the names of Mashiach, the names of Messiah. Maimonides, who's anti-Christian, who doesn't believe in Jesus, a medieval rabbi who says Isaiah 9 are the names of Mashiach, the Messiah, and show him Isaiah 9:6 that the mighty God, who's the Messiah, will be born as a child. Yaled Yuled.
Them all rabbi today are saying, I'm sure he's king. Is it Hezekiah? I'm sure they're saying. I don't know.
No, it can't be Hezekiah because they have to explain it away because number one, none of these names were ever given to Hezekiah. And secondly, Hezekiah did not reign forever, which is why they have to explain away the fact that this king sits on David's throne forevermore. They go, oh, that's not literal, that's hyperbolic. But Maimonides says it is Messiah. But now Isaiah 9:6. For to us a child is born, Yeled Yuled. To us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called. This is what his names will be, and people who believe in him will call him this. Wonderful counselor, right? Mighty God, El Gibor, everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. And to show you can't be Hezekiah, of the increase of his government and peace, there will be no end. Hezekiah's government ended, but the government of this one will never end. And on the throne of David and over his kingdom, to establish it and uphold it, scroll down, brother, so you can see it. Uphold it with justice and with righteousness from this time forth and forevermore. Hezekiah's government ended, and he did not reign on David's throne forever, which is why the rabbis have to say, oh, this is hyperbolic. No, it isn't. It says what it says. And Maimonides, who hated Christianity and Islam and bashed Christianity and Islam, admit in his letter to the Jews in Yemen, and I have it quoted in one of my posts, he goes, these are the names of Messiah. He is the one called Mighty God. But now notice, Isaiah said, Yeled Yuled, that the Mighty God will be born, Yeled Yuled, which means Surah Al-Ikhlas, contradicts Isaiah, who comes 1400 years before your prophet.
I have a question concerning this passage. If you're considering the fact that this is a future prophecy and that he needs to go to reascend at the throne of David at the right hand of the Father, that shows you that he did not have those names as per Isaiah 9:6. Those names will be given to him, a name he will inherit once he reascends. And Jeremiah 23:6, same thing.
No, that's
he
not
will
the
be
meaning of the passage, brother. It's not what it means. You're twisting what the meaning is. Will be called doesn't mean that these are not his titles and functions. It means others will recognize and call him such. Because if we go with your logic, in Zechariah 14:9, it says Jehovah will be one and his name one, which means Jehovah's not one and his name is not one until he comes to the earth to reign.
We can go to Zechariah and
go to Zechariah 14:9 and read it.
Yeah, we can do
in
that.
fact, that's more powerful against you because it says he will be one, not he will be called one. That
now
means according to your logic, he's not one.
No, I believe that he will be one once the Messiah reascends back to
he's
his
not already one?
Well, Yahweh, while he was on earth.
No, that's not what Zechariah 14:9 is talking about. When he returns to destroy. Brother, can I tell you the context which you're butchering?
Hold on.
Jehovah comes to the Mount of Olives, and then he destroys the armies, and then he'll reign in Jerusalem. It says in that day, which if you read it from the New Testament, is second coming, not first coming. In that day, the representatives of nations will come to see Jehovah in Jerusalem and worship the king. And it's only on that day he'll be one. But we know in Deuteronomy 6:4, he's already one.
Yeah. You're a Hebrew Israelite. That's right, my friend?
I'm a children of Israel. I believe you have to be Hebrew in Israel to inherit the kingdom. But here,
what's your name, my friend?
You can call me Israel. You can call me Israel.
I can call you Israel.
Yeah,
right.
I have a question. Zechariah, the passage that you're referring me to, I have no problems with that. It's consistent with my position, which is what I need to establish my position for you to know that it's not.
No, already you're butchering it, but go ahead. I'll let you butcher it.
Okay, no problem. I believe when Messiah returned and reascended to his the right hand position of the Father, he received and inherited a name. So that name will be united.
You're butchering Hebrews 1. That name is not mighty God. I know what you're referring to. You just butchered Hebrews 1:4.
Are you saying that there's not a name he will inherit?
As a typical Hebrew Israelite, you jump all over the place. You can't deal with any passage because it's your burial. You just misquoted Hebrews 1:4 because that's the passage which says he inherited a name that was more excellent than that of angels. So do you want me to now unbutcher your?
It's not just Hebrews 1 that says he will inherit a name.
So let's
what
go
are you
back
talking
to
about?
Zechariah 14:9, which you tap dance. Go back to Zechariah 14:9.
I'm right there. I'm watching it. I'm watching it right now.
Now, according to you, this is when Jehovah comes to the Mount of Olives in the latter days. It says, in that day, Jehovah will be one. It's in front of your eyes, and his name will be one. So if I were to butcher this like you butchered Isaiah 9:6, that means up until that day, Jehovah's not one. So how many is he?
Verse 9 says, and the Lord will be king over all the earth. The same thing in Exodus 15. That means he needs to be sovereign. Messiah accomplished that.
Is he already one or not?
And as he reascended back to the right-hand position of the Father,
this has nothing to do with Jesus ascending.
I'm responding to your question.
No, you're not. You're not dealing with Zechariah 14. Let's try it again.
I'm going to try one more time.
Is Jehovah already one?
I'm going to repeat my position so that way you understand what I'm saying.
Can I go back to Saf and deal with Jehovah becoming Yeshua? Because I want Saf now. Do you agree with Isaiah in Isaiah 9? A child will be born who's the mighty God. Does this comport with Islam?
No, I was watching that Isa Dawa, yeah, and he talking. No, wait, and he's quoted that verse, yeah, and he put that in Hebrew, and he's saying that he says in that verse he says that a child.
He didn't quote the Hebrew. I have to stop you right there. He did not quote the Hebrew. He did not quote the Hebrew.
He said a child has already been.
Excuse me. He did not quote the Hebrew.
It's okay. It's okay. Let him make his point. Now, I'm going to destroy that argument because oftentimes, Saf, in the Bible, it used what's called the Hebrew perfect, where future prophecies are spoken as past tense. And this is something the rabbis admit because the prophet is a seer who seeing the future unfold. So this argument that it's past tense, even Maimonides buried it because Maimonides, who knows the Hebrew, says it's about the Messiah because this is what's called the prophetic perfect. Prophetic perfect means the prophet sees the future as taking place before his eyes. So he then writes about the event as already taking place. And you'll find the prophetic perfect not only in Isaiah 9, you find it in Isaiah 53, which I don't know any Jew that says this is past tense. It's referring to the future, though it says that the child already has grown up before our eyes, and the Lord already laid the iniquity of us all upon him. So appealing to the prophetic perfect shows you guys don't know what you're talking about, because this is often used in the Hebrew Bible where future events are spoken of as already taking place in the past or taking place in the present. This is a linguistic feature that even rabbis acknowledge. So who are you trying to fool? So let me ask the question of Yusuf. Did Maimonides know the Hebrew?
Sam,
Did
I'm not
Maimonides know the Hebrew?
I'm not explain this, Sam. What I'm saying here, there's a
Okay, but
Jewish
you didn't answer the
rabbi.
question. See, this is what you guys know.
There is
Did
a Jewish
Maimonides
rabbi
know
on
the Hebrew?
YouTube. Sam, there's a Jewish rabbi on a YouTube.
Is Maimonides a rabbi?
Eh?
Is Maimonides a rabbi that even your Tovia Singer appeals to? They go from Moses to Moses. Moses Maimonides, who wrote the 13 Articles of Faith that every Orthodox Jew must submit to. He's considered one of the greatest rabbis who lived. A medieval rabbi who hated Christianity and Islam. Did he know Hebrew? You didn't answer the question.
You're naming me one Hebrew guy.
I'll give you many others. Let's start with him. Does he know Hebrew?
Eh?
Does he know Hebrew?
Who?
Maimonides.
Sam, you just quoted me one scholar.
Why is it I ask you guys questions you don't answer the fourth time?
You name me only one scholar, but the other scholars.
I'll give you rabbis who talk about the perfect tense. You want me to do that? I'm going to give it to you in a minute. But you didn't answer the question again. Does Maimonides knew, he's dead now, Hebrew?
Yeah.
Okay. So can you explain why Maimonides, in his letter to the Jews in Yemen, epistle to Yemen, he says, this is how you're going to know the Messiah. These are his names. And he quotes Isaiah 9:6 about Messiah. If the perfect tense meant this is something already took place when Isaiah wrote, then didn't Maimonides know that this can't be about the Messiah whom he believed didn't show up because it was referring to someone that already was born at the time of Isaiah? So he didn't know Hebrew, but you and Rabbi Singer know it?
This is the problem with the rabbi. They've got their own little arguments going on over this as well. They've got their own little, differences going on in this verse. But the thing is, Sam,
Messiah.
Jesus was never called everlasting Father.
Yes, he is. You're lying because it says.
I agree with that. I agree with the Muslim
let me refute both you heretics. Kill two birds, one stone.
Can I respond to the verse?
Every true believer. Let me make my point, dude. I'm not interested in hearing you twisting scripture. Every true believer calls Jesus wonderful counselor, mighty God, everlasting prayer.
Okay.
Everlasting God. Hold on, let me finish the point.
Quote it.
We call him those names because it's
quote it in verse.
Mute up. Let Sam finish what he's saying. Yeah. Go ahead, Sam.
Do you and the Christians here, do you call Jesus wonderful counselor?
Absolutely, every day.
Mighty God?
Every day.
Everlasting Father?
Every day.
Amen.
Every day.
So this verse says, he will be called, and in Matthew 1 it says, and this is a name, they will call him Emmanuel. So you're lying through your teeth when you say he's not called this. All believers from the time he ascended till now, we call him Emmanuel, mighty God, everlasting Father, Prince of Peace, wonderful counselor, angel of Jehovah. So you guys are full of it because you don't know scripture. Just like if I ask this Hebrew Israelite who thinks he's an Israelite, show me anyone in the lifetime of Solomon who called him Jedediah. Show me the verse. Now answer my question. Show me anyone during the reign of Solomon that called him Jedediah.
Okay, so can I respond without interruption?
He asked you a very specific question. So
I don't know any verse where Solomon is not called Solomon. It's totally irrelevant.
That's not what the question was.
Hold on, brother David. This is what he does with the Bible. He misreads it as he misheard me. I didn't say called Solomon. I said show me where anyone during Solomon's reign called him Jedediah. Don't pretend
I just responded to that. I said I don't know no verse because you're not paying attention. You're so excited.
No, you said
I just
you
said
don't know no
you
one
see,
who
so
called him Solomon. You're recorded. You fake.
no, I said I don't know any verse. Use your ears. I don't know any verse where somebody didn't call Solomon Solomon. Pay attention.
Did I say that?
Did he say that? Was that his question?
He's asked me if somebody called him something else than Solomon. I'm saying I don't know any verse that called him.
His question was very specific, bro. You told him to open his ears. Now you open yours. He repeated it twice.
Go ahead. Tell me what the question.
I'll say it for you nice and slow. Can you show us a verse in the Bible, where someone called Solomon Jedediah?
And I responded, use your ears. I just said nobody called him anything else but Solomon. Do you know deductive? Do you know deductive reasoning? If they call him Solomon, therefore they didn't call him anything else.
Calm down.
You guys are dumb.
Okay, beautiful. Watch the hole that you just put yourself in. Watch this. Go ahead.
Okay, watch this. I'm going to bury you and your cult. Okay, Clown. Listen, I know you think you know your faith because I saw you debate Matt Slick. Now come back here.
Can
I make my question? Does that mean Solomon's name is not Jedediah because you have no record of anyone calling him Jedediah?
Irrelevant to my point, but go ahead.
No, it's actually relevant. Don't do the tap dance, coward.
Is there a prophecy saying
that? Does that mean Solomon, his name is not Jedediah because
is there a prophecy saying
calling him Jedediah?
I'm gonna tell you why it's irrelevant. Is there a prophecy saying that Solomon will be called Jedediah? No, but it's a prophecy saying he will be called Eternal Father. That means he did not have the name while he was on earth.
Listen, runner, jogger, you'd be good at marathon for running.
Show me the prophecy that says you're gonna call him Jedediah.
Does that mean that because you find no record of anyone calling Solomon Jedediah, that his name is not Jedediah? Let's try.
Show me the prophecy that says he shall be called Jedediah.
Why should I show you the prophecy then when that's his name?
Because there's a prophecy in Isaiah 9:6, buddy.
Samuel 12:25. It says God Himself called him Jedediah. You fake.
Is that a prophecy? Is that a prophecy?
Someone other than God calling Jedediah.
Is that a prophecy?
Where does the Bible
say? You know what the word prophecy is?
Prophecy. Show me the verse that says it has to be a prophecy for the question to be valid, you fake.
Hey, if you want to be analogous, if you want to be analogous, Isaiah 9:6 is a prophecy about the Messiah reascending. Therefore, he did not have those names on earth. Okay, therefore, he did not have a divine nature.
Avery, I'm going to say to you, so this clown can answer because he thinks he knows how to argue. I want him to show me where the Old Testament says, unless it's a prophecy, my question and challenge is invalid. It's got to be in a prophetic text. Where did he get that from the Old Testament? This clown, where did he get it? Can you show me the verse?
Buddy, it's called deductive. It's called deductive reasoning.
Buddy! Well, I'm using deductive reasoning.
You interrupted me. I was just about to explain to you why you don't know anything about reasoning. If you're going to make a point trying to make it analogous, I'm going to Isaiah 9:6 and Jeremiah 23:6 where it says he shall be called something. If you want to be analogous, you're going to have to come with an example saying that he will be called something.
You freaking Zechariah 14:9, which was even more powerful than being called. It says he will be one. This guy did the tap dance and talk about.
I was about to answer and you interrupted.
Yep.
Okay, now let's go back. Let's see if you can control yourself and answer. Explain Zechariah 14:9. Let me repeat it again. Let's see. I don't want to interrupt you.
I know your point, but it's kind of fresh. You saying that I can
let me explain it. Okay. According to the way you and your father, the devil, pervert scripture, Zechariah 14:9 says Jehovah will be one, and his name will be one when he comes to the earth to reign. That's a prophecy. We're going by your criterion. Therefore, that means he won't. It doesn't say he'll be called one. It's even worse for you. He will be one. So now prove to me that this doesn't show that Jehovah will only be one in the future, which means he's not one now. So how many is he? Let's see if you're going to answer.
Okay, so as I said, this is in reference to him reascending to the right hand of the Father. This is the Lord being mentioned here. Can I respond? This verse is directly parallel with Isaiah 9:6, talking about the throne of David when he reascends, once the government is on his shoulder. Same thing with Jeremiah 23:6, when Israel will be safe. Israel is not safe right now. Same thing with Psalms 2 verse 1 to 7, the Messiah at the right hand of the Father, submitting all nations. Same thing with Isaiah 40 verse 9 and 10, his right hand and his arm will submit all nations to himself. Same thing with Hebrews verse 1 to 5. So this is talking in Psalms 110 verse 1 and 5. Sit on my right hand until I submit all things to you. So this is talking about when he reascended, when Yahweh the Son will be king over the earth. And that day he will be reunited with his Father.
in heaven, and his name will be one, the name he will inherit.
All right. Now, can I now destroy your satanic butchering?
You could try. You could try.
No, let's do it. Number one, here's my challenge. Show me in Zechariah 14 where it says this is the Messiah coming to the earth. Show me where it says Messiah.
It's by deduction.
Show me
by deduction. Are you saying it's not Messiah?
No, it's not.
Are you saying it's not Messiah?
Can you say it? Okay, let me. Okay. You just said.
Don't do that. You look at me when you do that.
I didn't cut you off, right? Calm down. Down, boy. Calm down. You just said Zechariah 14 is about the reascension. So here's my challenge to you. Show me where Zechariah 14 says this is Messiah. And secondly, show me where it says this is talking about him ascending to the right hand of God. Very easy. Show me that from chapter 14.
Well, I just explained to you this is parallel with Isaiah 9:6.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is, because it speaks about the throne. It speaks about. I'm about to finalize. It speaks about the throne of David in Isaiah 9:6, and it speaks about being king over all the earth here. So parallel. And I said Jeremiah 23:6, same thing, because it says Israel will be safe. Israel is not safe right now. So it's talking about when all things will be fulfilled, when he has submitted all nations to his will. So this has to take place after his reascension. And you yourself said not more than 10 minutes ago that this is all, you said to Avery, don't you call God the eternal Father as he reascended? Not how he reascended? So obviously you agree with my point, but now you're trying to play hardball.
Okay. Can I refute you now? Okay. Isaiah 9 is about the child being born, fulfilled at Jesus's incarnation. But because you think you know what you're talking about, you're not listening. So pretend you're listening. Now open your ears. I know Isaiah 9 is referring to Jesus's birth because it says a child is born, and Gabriel announced the fulfillment in Luke 1. So it's not parallel to Zechariah 14 because Zechariah 14 talks about Jehovah descending to the Mount of Olives. Can you read for our biblically illiterate friend, Zechariah 14, 1-5?
Sure. It says here, behold, a day is coming.
Okay. I'm gonna end your career just like Matt Slick began to end it. But now read Zechariah 14.
He got destroyed. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, we all thought he got destroyed. Yeah. Okay. Read
so
for me.
It says, behold, a day is coming for the Lord when the spoil taken from you will be divided in your midst. For I will gather all the nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses plundered, and the women raped. Half of the city shall go out into exile, but the rest of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Then the Lord will go out and fight against those nations, as when he fights on a day of battle. On that day, his feet shall stand on the Mount of Olives that lies before Jerusalem on the east, and the Mount of Olives shall be split in two from east to west by a very wide valley, so that one half of the mount shall move northward, and the other half southward. And you shall flee to the valley of my mountains, for the valley of the mountains shall reach to Azal, and you shall flee as you fled from the earthquake in the days of Uzziah, king of Judah. Then the Lord my God will come, and all the holy ones with him.
Now,
what in the world is the point he's trying to make?
Hold on.
Maybe I'm as slow as him, but it says this happens when Jehovah's feet lands on the Mount of Olives, right?
End times, right? Which is my point.
Let him make his point.
So he admits end times. So once again, let's ask the question: since this is Jehovah coming at the end times, then he will be one. So is he not one already? Because he's only going to be one then?
I just said it was about end times, about the sun. The sun be reascended to his
son. So you did it again.
Oh, so when you're saying Yahweh in verse 9, you're saying is Yahweh the Trinity?
Don't ask me the question.
Okay, no, because I'm showing how stupid your position is. So are you saying Yahweh the Trinity is not ruling? Because I believe the Father is ruling already.
So he just buried himself here. Did you hear it? Did you hear it?
The Father gives all authority to the Son.
What he said. Calm down, breathe.
Yo, Sam, you're dumb. You're dumb.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Okay. Just like that's what you do. You bark saying you're done. You're done. Okay, let's see how done I am. Do you hear the moron just said the Father's already ruling, so Jehovah's already ruling. So he just said that. That
Yeah.
means Zechariah 14:9, when it says he'll be one, that doesn't mean Jehovah isn't already one now and isn't already reigning now. He just buried himself, because to say will be or will be called doesn't mean that reality doesn't already exist. So thank you for bearing.
That's not what I said. You got something in you got some wax in your ears. I just said the verse in verse 9 is in reference to the Son. How many times must I repeat
Show me
it?
where it says it's the Son.
Deductive reasoning, you freaking retard. What are you talking about?
Hey, anyway, hey, can we go back to Saf? This guy's barking like a dog. So, hey, Saf, are you there?
Thank you guys, man. I'm gonna
Get
leave.
lost, buddy. Now go clip with your burial and say,
Yeah.
Samson's son.
Same thing I did with Maslick.
burial.
Yeah, you don't believe the Father. You don't believe the Father is ruling. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Down, boy. All right. Anyway, but I hope you learned how to destroy the future tense application of these passages. Will be called, because Zechariah 14:9, it's even stronger. It says he will be one. So if they're going to apply their butchering, that means Jehovah's not one. He's only going to be so in the future. You see how stupid this argument is?
Right. Yeah.